And I've got Bob here with me. He is the owner of the farm. And Bob, would you just mind sharing what's the heart and vision of what's happening here at the farm?
Yeah, well, the heart and vision is...
Hi, welcome to Willowbrook Apiary and Homestead. Happy bees, healthy honey. Today we're back at the site of our first bee cutout. We're going to be removing a hive of bees from here, hoping it's just one hive, but there is a second section of bees hanging out up here, which might just be them trying to fan out some honey, or it might be a second hive, second entrance. But let's find out. First time working with any bees. I do like... Hey, how's it going? Good, how are you?
Good, good. Taking care of the tenants?
Yeah. This will be the second time I've removed bees from this hive, this building.
I remember, this is my third summer.
It is an awesome, awesome location up here.
Amazing. It's great.
I came over from over near Saratoga, but it brought me up and over the mountains this way.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I love driving up here.
If I found a house for sale in Argyle, North Argyle, I'd buy it on the spot.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
For doing that.
You're welcome. Yeah, as I was saying, first time I work with bees, I do like to put the hat on just to see what their temperament is. If they're calm, we'll lose this. If not, I've got it. I can already see bees with pollen. That's a good thing. That means there is brood in there. going good so far. Got most of the outer boards removed, and it turns out there's some inner boards there as well, and they are in behind that. So a little bit more board removal will be in. Duct tape around the pant legs, tuck the shirt in, make sure there's nothing for them to crawl into. There's nothing like having a bee crawl up your pant leg while you're working on a ladder. It'll really heighten your senses and your awareness to what's going on. This beehive goes up further than I thought it did. That seems to always be the case. You can look at it and go, oh, that'll be easy. They're bees. It's never easy. But it's fun. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. They were coming in here and here, but I could see bee activity all the way up here and down to this board. I might end up having to take this board off. They might be down here too. So
if whatever needs to come off to get them is okay.
yeah.
Do you need some help? You want some help taking boards off? Sorry.
That's okay. It happens. That one's gonna get me too. That board that I'm taking off right there is their honey is behind it. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna keep this. Take too long. They're quite likely not going to like this.
All right, I'm gonna step away.
Yeah,
Holler if you need me.
will do. Thank you. All right, day 2. So this cutout was a lot larger than we thought. It seems to be about 5 feet long from top to bottom, 2.5 feet wide, but a little bit of light sprinkling, but let's get after it. All right, finally finished up, cleaned up all the comb off the edges, just packing up a few things and about to go speak with the manager of this residence. Very cool story that I would like her to share as far as what their mission is and their vision here at this farm. Alright, so this is just a portion of the farmhouse, and one of the barns. And I've got Bob here with me. He is the owner of the farm. And Bob, would you just mind sharing what's the heart and vision of what's happening here at the farm?
Yeah, well, the heart and vision is my wife, who died 13 years ago, Elizabeth Murray. You could look her up on Wikipedia. She's a marvelous artist, one of a kind, whose paintings are full of color and humor and different. She's used different shaped canvases that overlapped each other, if you can imagine. Not
Awesome.
a square on a wall. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about? She saw this farm. We have good friends here. Ralph Lee, that is a puppet maker, with his wife Casey, and we came up for their wedding and got hooked on the area. And she saw this farm that looked like her farm. So that was it. Like 30 years ago or 35 years ago or so, we bought this place. The kids basically grew up here and in Manhattan, where I still live. So it had that, in that big barn over there, that's
Yep.
where Elizabeth did her paintings. It became the world's most beautiful painting studio. And so after she died, it was like the girls moved out to California, and I'm coming up every once in a while, but what about it? So that's when the idea of having an artist residency, be here in the summertime, started. And I heard from my good pal Dan Nestor that the Collar Works Gallery, believe it or not, was thinking about doing a residency program. So that's how we got to meet Elizabeth Dubbin and the whole Collar Works crew. And so all the time that you've
Yep.
been there with your incredible zen, patience, fighting, and I told you I raised bees. I had 3 hives in Manhattan, so we can talk about that sometime.
Yeah.
But right now, let's talk about the artist. What a guy! You need a bee guy. This is the guy. The patience
Oh, thank you.
that he had, and the loving care that he had for our honeybees that were stuck in our house. Trying to get out.
You learn patience really quick when you work with bees, because if you're not patient, they will let you know. Every time you make a mistake, they will let you know. Whether they're buzzing in your face or giving you a sharp little reminder on the arm, they let you know, hey, don't do that.
They let you know, and
you slow down and you do work at their pace.
Right, and so it's a lesson, Chris, not only for when you're working with bees, but you carry that over into the rest of your life. It's amazing how those little bees and how they do their jobs.
Absolutely.
Take care of each other and allow us in there to steal their honey. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the sweet reward of it. If it wasn't for honey, I don't think anybody would keep bees.
So the sweet
So-
reward up here is Elizabeth Dubbin and the group. You know, you were saying.
So now you've got people who come up, and do they live here and
Yep,
paint?
they live here. I mean, it's there's we have the 8 bedrooms in the house here, and then the huge barn. The Colorworks people have turned them into studios, and I think that's the place where I turn this over to the woman who made all that happen.
All right. Elizabeth, why don't you step right in? Thank you, Bob.
Hey,
it's a
thanks,
pleasure.
Liz. Pleasure working with you. Thank you.
All right, so Elizabeth, can you tell us a little bit about Collar City
Colorworks.
Yep,
We're a young nonprofit organization based in Troy, and our mission is to work with emerging and underrepresented artists to provide them the opportunities and support that they need in both the creation of their work and the exhibition of their work. So when we met Bob and his family and had the opportunity to work with them to start the residency program, it was such a perfect fit in both pushing Elizabeth Murray's legacy forward, but also using her and everything that she was about to inspire the next generation of artists and
Absolutely.
give them
I
the
love it.
time and space to work. And this property has just been such a gift to all of us. You've even remarked, like, you step foot on this land and in this space, and there's a sense of inspiration and calm and
peace. Yeah.
That it becomes a respite, but also just a space for really raw exploration and creativity. And that's
Yep.
really what Colorworks is about. We want to be challenging artists to take risks with their work, push themselves to a space intellectually and creatively that they may not have been able to go before. But at the heart of it, it's building a community. So we bring in
Yeah.
artists from all over the country and globe to our programming out of our gallery in Troy.
Do they apply
But
for
also-
that?
Yes.
Or?
Yep.
Okay.
But also to the space here, and it's about building a very holistic sense of community, and having that then kind of trickle out into the world in various places across the globe. So,
Well, very awesome. I'm
Yeah.
excited to be here again. As I had shared before, this was my first ever bee cutout, and a black bear had tore off the side of what's now being referred to as the honey shed.
yeah.
And in the back of my mind the whole time I'm working was, I wonder if he'll come back.
Well,
They are mostly nocturnal, so I wasn't super worried about it. But I ended up bringing those bees back to my hive and sharing some of the honey with you guys. And they made it a year and a half before they passed. That hive died out. So to be back here on the property picking up what I'm hoping will be 2 successful hives, and just to be able to get this chance to have this conversation, because when I first came out I wasn't doing a YouTube channel, and then my manager at work, I got him into beekeeping, and he set up the YouTube channel for me. I mentioned one day, hey, I've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel. I came into work the next day and he had the whole thing running and just handed me the keys for it. So to be back here and have a chance to really talk to Bob and Elizabeth and find out your stories and what drives you, and be able to share that so that maybe we can get more, more out there for you guys, more recognition, more support, more young inspired artists. What an honor.
well,
So.
thank you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. And,
Likewise.
and we seem to like to help the honeybee population thrive. So eventually, someday, maybe we'll have our own hives here for you to work with us.
That would be absolutely awesome. Willowbrook Apiary and Homestead, happy bees, healthy honey. God bless.
Take care.